CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets. So using cascading style sheets using CSS, describe the look and feel of the web document. Describe look and feel of the web document. Web document means web page. Okay, so we can set the background color and the font color, font styles by using CSS. So document written in markup language, HTML markup language. Okay, we have to create HTML. We have to create web page with HTML markup language and provide CSS for layout of HTML document. Layout of HTML document. Okay, that is look and feel of the HTML document. So for example, by using CSS, we can set font colors, okay, font colors and margins and paddings. We can set height and width of HTML elements, height, width, background images or background color, background images, background colors, okay, background colors like font styles. Okay, by using CSS we can do all these things. Okay, we can set the element positions also. HTML, we can set the HTML element positions, and we can do many other things by using CSS. So CSS declaration always ends with a semicolon. Okay, CSS declaration always ends with semicolon. Okay, semicolon. And the declaration groups are surrounded by curly braces. Surrounded by curly braces. Okay, curly braces. So we have to use style element, style starting tag and ending tag to define CSS properties. Okay, use HTML style tag to define CSS properties in HTML document. So here there are three ways of inserting styles in HTML document. Three ways of inserting styles in HTML document. document. First one is external style sheet, external style sheet, and second one is internal styles, internal style sheet. Then third one, inline styles. Okay, inline styles. So these are the three ways of inserting CSS properties in HTML document. Okay, so first one is external style sheets. External style sheet is ideal when the style is applied to many pages. External style sheet, external style sheet is ideal when the style is applied to many pages. Style is applied to many pages. Suppose if you want to change page background, suppose if you wanted to change page background for all pages in your website. Okay, website. So just modify in .css file. Just we can modify in .css files. Okay, external files, external style sheets means .css files. Okay, extension .css files. Okay, just we can modify in .css file so that it will reflect to the entire application. It will reflect to the entire application. Okay, entire website or application. So with an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing in one file. Okay, so with the external style sheets, we can change the look and feel of entire website by changing in only one file. So each page must link to the style sheet with the link tag. Each HTML page must link to the style sheet, using link tag. Okay, link tag. The link tag goes inside the head section. Okay, and define link tag in header section of HTML document, HTML page. Okay, so for where we can insert external style sheet in HTML document. So in header section, use style tag, okay, starting tag and ending tag to call the external .css extension files. Use link tag and href equal to href attribute is used to give the path of .css file. Okay, external file .css file path here. Okay, And the relation attribute is what is the type of the file. Okay, style sheet. And the next type attribute, so this is not recommended attribute in HTML5. Text CSS. Okay, so like this we have to call the .css external files in HTML tag. So here today I am using Visual Studio editor to implement HTML files. Open website. Okay, CSS. Okay, within this CSS folder document file is there. Okay, so create one HTML document, add new item. Okay, HTML page. External styles.html. Okay, in Visual Studio by default it will take these elements. Okay, header section, doc type, and header section, body. So all these are created automatically. Suppose I want to apply background color for development and text color. Okay, so for example take one div tag, and div tag I want to display this content in div tag. Okay, and create .css file. Okay, in Visual Studio already templates is there for CSS and JavaScript to HTML pages. Okay, so if you don't have Visual Studio, directly open your notepad and write your CSS styles and save this notepad with .css extension. Okay, so here I want to apply ID for div, go to div 1. Okay, background color and text color for this div. Okay, for ID selectors we have to use hash div1 background color red color and text color white. Okay, so background color red and text color attribute. The color is the property. Okay, for text color, and background color is the property to apply background color, and save this notepad with the .css extension. External style sheet. dot css. Okay, extra style sheet is created. Refresh this folder. Okay, so css file is created here. So now we can close this notepad. So here I used color names. Okay, in real time Machine should use color codes only. Okay, don't use color names, red color, yellow color, a blue color, like this. HTML color codes available. You go to Google and HTML color codes. HTML color codes. Okay, so you can select your color and you can find the color code here. Okay, HEX color codes. Okay, so copy this color code, background color code, and paste here. And for text color, white. Okay, in real time Machine should use color codes only. So now CSS file is created, external file, and HTML file also created. Now we have to link together. Okay, so each HTML page must link to the style sheet by using link tag. Okay, so this is the link tag to call the CSS file in HTML header section. In header section, use link tag and href attribute equal to .css and relation attribute style sheet and type attribute equal to text CSS. Okay, so now CSS file is linked to this HTML form. Now we can run this example. Okay, so background color is red color and the text color is white color. So if you go to inspect element, so you can find our CSS properties here. Okay, in external style sheet.css file, okay, line number 1, okay, row number 1, CSS properties available here. And if you want to change the color codes or any CSS properties, we can write here width, okay, width 200 pixels and padding 10 pixel, margin 10 pixel. Okay, so like this we can write CSS properties in the browser, and if you satisfy with this CSS styles, you can copy this and paste your original CSS file. Okay, now you can refresh. Okay, same CSS is applied. Okay, so like this we can apply CSS styles by using the external files. In real time compulsory use external files only to apply CSS properties to the HTML elements. And next, internal style sheets. Internal style sheets should be used when a single document has a unique styles. Use this style sheet when a single page has a unique styles. Okay, internal style sheets needs to put in the head section of the HTML page. Internal style sheets needs to put in the head section of HTML document. So by using style tag. Okay, by using style tag. Okay, so example for this. Okay, create one HTML document. Internal styles so take one more div here, div or paragraph. Okay, we can take any one of element and div tag with this content. Okay, div tag with this content. By using internal style sheets, how we can apply CSS styles. In header section, put style tag. Okay, put style tag and use id equal to div2. Okay, in the HTML form only, in HTML form, don't need to add .css files for internal styles. Div2 div2 and background color. Here in Visual Studio, here it will show the color codes. Okay, background color and text color. Okay, triple F means also white color text. And border 2 pixel border, solid border style, and border color is okay. So this is the border color. So now you can run this example. Okay, so this is the background color for this div and text color white and border Okay, border is green color border is applied. Okay, only 2 pixel width border. So if we increase this, okay, the border should be like this. Okay, so if you give the padding, it will be like this. Okay, padding means gap between border of the element and the content of the gap between element content and border. So this is the internal styles. Okay, in HTML form only use style tag to apply CSS properties. And inline styles. Inline styles inline styles is if only a small piece of code has to be styled, if only a small piece of code small piece of code has to be styled then inline styles can be used. Then inline styles can be used. Inline styles loses many of the advantages. Inline styles loses many of the advantages. Many of the advantages of style sheets by mixing content with the presentation. Okay, by mixing with the content with the presentation. Okay, to use inline styles, use inline styles you use style attribute in the relevant tag. So for example, create one HTML document, inline styles. Okay, inline styles. So for example, take one paragraph and a paragraph with this content. Okay, so I want to apply text color for this paragraph. Okay, just a small piece of CSS property. Use style attribute, and within the style attribute all CSS properties are available here in the style attribute. Okay, text color, okay, red color. Okay, so that text color will be displayed in red color. Okay, so this is the small piece of code. Okay, you can apply CSS styles in here also, but in real time applications don't use styles in inline. Okay, that is not the professional way to implement websites. Okay, machine should use external files only. So run this example. Where text color is displaying in red color. Go to inspect and you can find your CSS style here. Okay, color red color. Okay, so these are the three ways to insert CSS properties in HTML document. And the next concept is CSS selectors. Okay, CSS selectors. These selectors are very important when you implement when you implement website. These selectors are very important when you implement any website any website. Okay, element selectors are most important. Selectors are three types. First one is element selector, and the second one is ID selector. Third one is uh, class selector. Okay, so these are the three selectors are available. Okay, important selectors. The ID selectors ID selector selects the elements based on element ID. Okay, ID selector uses the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element. ID selector uses the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element. Select a specific element. Okay, or to apply CSS properties. The ID selector styles the element with the specific ID. Okay, so suppose if you want to apply CSS styles for any HTML element, use ID attribute. Okay, ID attribute to select the HTML element. So for example, I have one paragraph. Okay, sample content. So now I want to apply CSS styles like a background color or text color for this paragraph. Okay, now we can use ID for paragraph. Okay, ID P1. So this is the individual names for HTML elements. Okay, identification name of HTML elements, ID. So based on id selector, so we can find out the HTML element and we can apply CSS styles. Okay, so based on id selector, we can apply CSS styles. So for example, create one HTML document, HTML page, id selector, id selector, id selector, take one paragraph with this content. Okay, element selector, and take id for this paragraph. Okay, p1. So by using id selector, id attribute, we can find out this HTML element. Okay, find out HTML element and apply CSS properties. Style for id selector. Okay, to find out the HTML element based on id, use hash symbol and p1. Okay, so based on id selector, if you want to apply CSS styles for HTML element, use hash, okay, hash symbol to find out the HTML element based on id. And background color, okay, blue color, and text color, okay, red color. Okay, so this is the id selector. Okay, based on id selector, okay, element id, we are finding the HTML element. Okay, we are finding the HTML element. Okay, so sorry, so here element selector, right? We are explaining id selector. Okay, id selector, so this is not the element selector, id selector. Okay, based on id selector, we are finding. Okay, so run this example. Okay, so paragraph background color and text color is applied. Go to inspect, and based on id selector, id selector dot html to line sixth. Okay, so you can find out line number also here. Hash p1, background color and text color. Okay, directly you can go to that line number, okay, 6. Okay, so here line number 6. Suppose if you want to apply different color, different background color and different text color for another paragraph, okay, use another id p2 and sample content. Okay, if you want to apply individual CSS styles, you can use id selector. Okay, If you want to apply different CSS for different elements, use ID selector. Okay, separate CSS separate styles are applied for uh, different paragraphs. Text color, okay, so this is the text color. So only text color for second paragraph. Okay, so this text color is applied. Okay, now you can find out the CSS. When you select the element here, you can find out the CSS class here. The ID selector .html form 11th line number. Okay, so this is the ID selector, and the element selector. The element selector selects elements based on the element name. So the selector selects elements based on the element name. Selects elements based on the element name. So directly we can use element name to find out the HTML elements. Element selector. So here take one more paragraph and copy this content. Element selector. Okay, so now directly we can use element name. Okay, P is the element name. Element name. Background color for paragraph, red color, and text color is white color. Okay, so directly we use an element name. Okay, background color and a text color. Okay, so this element selector uses, if you want to apply same CSS styles for different paragraphs, okay, different multiple paragraphs, use element selector. Okay, for example, if you have one more paragraph, okay, so all these paragraphs are same CSS properties are applied. Okay, because element name, here we used element name only. Okay, here element name is P, here element name is P, and 3 paragraphs is there. Okay, so that for all paragraphs is CSS properties are applied. Okay, if you want to apply same CSS for different multiple uh, elements, same elements, you can use element selector. If you want to apply different styles for different paragraphs, use ID selector. And third one is most important one. Okay, class selector. So this selector selects elements based on the specific class attribute. the based on the specific class attribute. Okay, specific class attribute. Okay, so for example, create one HTML document, class selector. So for example, paragraph with this content. Okay, and I want to apply CSS properties for this paragraph by using class attribute. So use class attribute equal to my CSS. So this is the class name. Okay, so we have to declare this name in external file or internal files, internal style sheets. Use style, and for class selector we have to use dot, okay, my CSS. Okay, so class selector, so this is the class name, so we have to call this class name in the class attribute, and remaining CSS properties, background color, and text color. Okay, so now run this example. Okay, so background color green color and text color, this is the text color. So CSS class selector also same as ID selector. If you want to apply different CSS properties for different elements, use class selector also. Okay, so ID selector and class selector both are same to apply CSS styles, but small difference is class selector is faster than ID selector. Okay, so because uh, so that in real time also uh, only class selectors are using. Okay, class selector is faster than ID selector. And next, text transformation. Text transformation. Transformation. Text transformation. The text transform property the text transform property text transform property is used to specify uppercase and lowercase letters in a text. Okay, so this is the property text transform property is used to uppercase and lowercase letters to display uppercase and lowercase letters in the content. So for example, in class selector example, I want to display, okay, I want to display, so now displaying in small letters total content. I want to display this content in caps letters. Okay, use text transform property uppercase. Okay, save this example and refresh here. So now total content is displayed in caps letters. Okay, so this is the text transform property for uppercase. So for example, I have one more paragraph. Paragraph sample content sample content. So I want to display this paragraph content in lowercase letters. Class equal to lowercase css. Lowercase css. Text transform property and lowercase. So now refresh this example. So now actual content is in caps letters, but this second paragraph is displaying in small letters. Okay, lowercase letters. Okay, uppercase and lowercase. And the next one is capitalize. So capitalize means each word first letter will display in caps letters. This is my example paragraph. Class equal to upper. Okay, class name is upper. Text transform property capitalize. So save this and refresh this. Okay, so you can observe here each word first letter is in caps. Okay, this T I M E P. Okay, so this is the text transform property. Text transform property is used to specify uppercase, lowercase or capitalize letters in content. So this is the text transform property in CSS. Uppercase, lowercase, okay, capitalize. And next concept is text elements. text elements. Okay, so text elements are used to set the horizontal element of the text. Text element is used to set the horizontal element of a text. Okay, so here we have to use text element property. Use text element property to set elements. So for example, in this class selector example only, okay, all total content is aligned to the left. Okay, but I want to align this content at right side and the left side and the center element. Okay, so for example, starting, okay, first paragraph, I want to display this content in center align. So use text align property. Okay, center align, so that text content will display in center align of the page. Okay, and I want to display second paragraph content in right side. Text align right. Okay, so you can check this. So this is the right alignment, and center right, and one is third one is justify. Okay, justify. So justify means justify text is a block of text. Okay, so that aligns on the left right sides, adjusting the word and letter spaces in each line of text to make each line the same length. Okay, so by default text line is left side, and by using right side, okay, text line right, you can display text in right side and center and justify. Okay,